Hey guys, welcome back to your Fix Your Dog in 30 Days program with S.M.A.R.T Dog School. Today I am going to simplify dog training. I'm going to talk about the dog training triangle or the S.M.A.R.T dog triangle because I'm pretty sure we're the ones that kind of coined the term. Either way, that's not important. I've created a little cheat sheet here. I hope you can see that. If not, you can download it right down in the description below. But dog training simplified. Everybody talks about dog training on forums, on YouTube and things like that, and they always tend to go back to the motivational scale of what's called the quadrants. I can't think of anything more geeky than the quadrants. It's actually nerdy, geeky, it's very technical, and I could spend an hour on this and tell you all about the different quadrants, how they work, how they apply, give you examples of all of them. But in all fairness, you're going to get bored extremely quick, and it's like watching paint dry, and I'm long-winded anyway. So today, I'm going to tell you about the dog training triangle instead of the quadrants. Before I do that, let me tell you the quadrants. If you're not familiar with what that is, and you're looking at the sheet, it's there's positive and negative reinforcement and punishment, and they're separated on different sides of the scale. Positive not necessarily meaning good, negative not necessarily meaning bad. Positive more means, think about them on arithmetic terms, positive meaning adding, negative meaning subtracting. So what we're doing is we're making things more probable or less probable to continue happening in the future. So dog training is simply controlling consequences to change the probability of future behaviors. I know that sounds geeky, but it's just basically making it more or less likely that they're going to do what they just did, whether they licked you or jumped on you or bit you or whatever, okay? So let me tell you why we created this dog training triangle other than to simplify reinforcement and punishment. Most of the time, when people come into S.M.A.R.T Dog School and we're doing lessons, we're doing small groups or large ones, and they come up to us, it's, how do I get my dog to stop doing a behavior? And we specialize in fixing unwanted behaviors, but we also specialize in creating calm and relaxed family pets. That's two different things. I can tell dogs, no, stop doing this. Yes, I want you to do this. But in order to do that, we have to have a systematic approach to what it is we like and dislike. Does that make sense? It's like I have a lady here and she likes the dog jumping on her, but the husband over here doesn't, I'm going to have a hard time getting that dog to not want to jump on humans. You have to figure out what it is you like and dislike, and that's where the triangle comes in at. So when we created the triangle, we said, well, the dog's barking at the mailman, is that something you like or dislike? And at that point, we know whether we need to address it or not. So the triangle has three sides. If you look at your sheet there, the very top of the triangle is called management. Management just simply means we are going to make it impossible or unlikely that the dog can do the behavior that you don't like. So what's that mean? To manage getting into the trash, if that's a behavior you want to deter, to manage getting into the trash, we're going to take the trash can and we're going to put it in the closet. You know, people will argue and say, well, that doesn't fix the behavior. I'm like, well, absolutely it does. It takes the opportunity to get in the trash gone. You know, we just decrease the probability he'll do it because he can't do it. Okay, so that's management. Let me give you another one. My dog's barking out the window at the neighbor when they walk down the street with their dog. Well, let's go over and let's pull the blinds down so that your dog can't see out the window. Let's make it impossible or improbable that they'll be able to look outside. Again, we could argue day and night that that doesn't fix the behavior, but it takes away the opportunity, or at least the probability that they're going to do it. Is this making sense? We're going to manage the behavior. We're not going to fix it, so to speak. We're not going to get rid of it. We're just going to manage it, okay? If you look on the bottom left, left and right here. If you look on the bottom left of the paper, the other part of the triangle is allow. Allow, exactly what we talked about in one of our previous videos. It says, your dog's doing what they do because we are allowing it to happen. And again, I don't mean to sound snarky about it, but we're not intentionally allowing them to do anything. They're barking at the person down the street, or they're tearing up the trash, or they're jumping on my guest. I don't know how to stop it, so I am allowing it. And because we allow it, dogs, remember I said dogs are real simple. Dogs are going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over because they don't do something twice. If they're not getting something out of it, they're getting reinforced. So by us and unintentionally allowing it, we are telling them yes. And that part of the triangle it's meant to reinforce the behavior. It's also meant to describe somebody that says, well, I just don't want to address it. I want to allow it to continue because I'm willing to tolerate it. And that's perfectly fine, guys. It's your dog. It's your life. If you love your dog barking incessantly at the neighbor, that's fine. Or let's say I'm willing to tolerate my dog digging in the backyard because I just go and fill in the holes later and it keeps him busy. And frankly, he's out of my hair if I'm trying to work inside. Your motivations are different than everybody else's. That's perfectly fine. So allowing the behavior, just know that by allowing the behavior, you're going to continue, the dog's going to continue to do it. It's going to get more probable in the future. So top of it's manage, we covered that. The bottom is allow. The other side of the triangle, the third side of the triangle, it says stop. Now, stop a behavior means apply a punisher. A punisher is just something the dog is willing to work to avoid. It's a motivator that the dog's willing to work to avoid that in theory, the next time he has the ability to do it, his memory is going to kick in. He says, okay, I didn't like that last time. That wasn't fun last time. I'm going to not do it the next time. And a punisher can be anything, guys. A punisher can be something the dog's willing to work to avoid. Like, for example, I utilize these thing called pet convincers a lot. I wish I had one. I'd show you. It's just a can air. It's a can of air. You spray it on the dog when the dog's getting in the trash, and the dog says, okay, getting in the trash caused air to hit my butt. I didn't like it, right? If we pull back on a leash, fairly hard and the dog doesn't like the feeling of that, that's something he's willing to work to avoid. He stops doing it in theory. Our remote collar, our smart collar system, if we press the red button on there, the red button's a higher button, meaning it's a no button. Red means stop, and ironically it's the same word. If you hit that button through training and you've had some conditioning, in theory the dog's going to stop and say, okay, getting in the trash sucks. I don't want to do that no more. That is punishing the dog's behavior, making it less likely that the dog's going to do it in the future. So you're just decreasing the probability, okay? So what do all three of these really mean? Well, if you allow it, you're reinforcing. If you stop it, you're punishing. If you manage it, you're not doing either one technically because you're just taking away the ability. So that is the dog training triangle. It's much simpler to understand that than to go through the quadrants of what you want to do and how to pair them together and all that. And it's easy to look at the triangle and say, yeah, I've only got three choices. Which one am I going to pick? Do I want to tolerate it? That's allow. Do I want to remove the ability? That's manage. Or do I want to stop it? And if I want to stop it, what form of punishment am I willing and able to do to stop it? So, hope all that makes sense, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. See ya.